They've got 3 players on the team with an OPS over 700.
Mm-hmm.
Rojas leads the team at 959. He's been unbelievable. Cal Raleigh, 769, perfectly acceptable, and he's had, the big moments that go with it.
And on pace to hit 40 home runs.
Urias, 703, you'll take it. If I told you at the beginning of the year, hey, Urias is going to be 703 with actually some pretty decent defense at third without ever really getting a chance to get into a groove, you'd be like, yeah, all right, I'll take that. Julio, 633. Haniger, 635. Garver, 642. Polanco, 607. Raley, 579. Like, those numbers are just not sustainable.
Mm-mm.
I mean, so, we're going to focus on Ty France, and he's the guy who's going to be out of the lineup today. But.
And where's he at, OPS?
I don't have it in front of me. Give me a moment and I can pull it up. I was just looking at today's lineup rather than.
It's somewhere in the low 600s as well.
It is. So, yes. I mean, like, you can't have guys with OPS of 550 to 650.
Mm-mm.
You need to be at 750 to 850. That's kind of, how you start to turn this thing around. And what's frustrating about it is all those guys are capable of it, more than capable of it.
Mm-hmm.
These are not incapable players. If you were going through it and going, man, why is Dylan Moore and Josh like some of those guys be like, okay, fine, what are you going to do? Rojas has been phenomenal. Dylan Moore has been well above of what you might expect. And so it's time for the guys who are paid to be there to show up. They need Julio and Haniger and Garver and Polanco and Raley to be better than they've been, and throw Ty France onto that list as well. They just have to be better than that because they are better than that. And that's what's so frustrating. I know last year there was a big and understandable amount of frustration from folks saying these guys that we knew were going to be bad are bad. Understand that. Hey, this guy was brought in here. I didn't think he was going to be good, and he's not good. I was right. I'm mad. Mm-hmm. Understandable.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't that.
Mm-hmm.
If this was coming from everyone being upset about the third base platoon, and then third base was the problem and everything else was hitting, you'd say, all right, the Mariners, I was right.
We talked about this. We talked about it for a couple months. We talked about this going to be the one.
But this isn't that. This is Julio.
So third base has been your best position.
By far. It's not even close. 2 of your 4 best hitters are your third baseman. The problem here is Julio, Haniger, Garver, Polanco, Raley, France. JP's not played for a month, but he'd be on this list if he was.
That's right.
I mean, like, those are your that's what the problem is. Mm-hmm. It's the guys you were expecting to at least just hit your career numbers. Just hit your career numbers. Mm-hmm. As always. How many times have we said that? Right? Just hit your career numbers.
Do you think they're asking them to do things that's making them uncomfortable? And I know this is where it gets really difficult, right? This is because where baseball is so hard to constantly evaluate. And all we have are Scott's words, all right? All we can really, day in and day out is try to understand where the skipper's coming from. He's pretty steady Eddie. He didn't ever, like Pete, throw his dudes under the bus, and he's going to have a belief and a confidence in them. But, you played the cut a couple times. This was responding yesterday to, again, just the swing and miss rate, Salk. Part of the reason you're just not giving yourself a chance to even put the ball in play and get yourself on base or to move runners along or do the little things. Here was Scott, cut number 2, talking about.
It's been frustrating all year long. It's just really hard to get rallies going, sustain any momentum when not putting the ball in play. When we do put ball in play, we usually get good results. Garv had a good night, like I said. But the strikeouts are getting us. There's no question about it. And it's different guys at different times in key spots in the game. You can't get any momentum going because you're not getting it in play.
Garver.
If I would have told you Polanco was right next to Teoscar Hernandez in strikeouts in the league at like 3rd and 4th in the league, would you have believed it?
No, but I also wouldn't believe that a guy with a 773 career OPS has an OPS of 607. I mean, we can go through this. That's the thing that's so maddening is when you look at the career versus the current. Ty France, career 754 OPS right now, 631. Mitch Garver, you want another one? Career 812 OPS this year, 643. Not close. You want Mitch Haniger? Mitch Haniger's a career 788 OPS this year, 635.
I mean, that's not 20 points or 50
these are
100
points, to 200 point differences.
Plus, right?
You want Julio? This is going to be a big one. I'll give it to you. His career OPS, 811. This year, 634. 180 points of difference? Mm-hmm. That's 100 points of slugging and 100 points of on base. So, I mean, this is actually pretty simple what's happening here. These are the guys that you expected to just be who they've been. History tells you that most of them will end up 300 points better than they are right now to hit their career average. So maybe that'll happen.